Okay, we're middle. Okay, we're middle of talking about tefillin. So, generally speaking, we learned you have to be extremely respectful in the tefillin. You can't shake them out or hang them down or whatever. And the custom is to kiss the tefillin when you take them out of the bag, when you put them back into the bag. Now, okay, generally speaking, people should be careful. People should be careful of, you're allowed to talk wearing tefillin, but you have to be careful what you're saying. It shouldn't be stam shtusim, foolish things, because again, tefillin need to have respect. So therefore, during the tefillin, like we said, you have to be respectful with what you say. And now many times people have a watch on their hand, this is especially if you go on Mitzvahs, you meet somebody in the street and you're putting tefillin on with them, and they have the watch on their hand. So ideally, the watch has to be removed because, it's in the way of the strap. It's what's called a chatzitza. But even if they don't take it off, it's not a big deal. The main thing of the tefillin that can't have the chatzitza is the bias, the headpiece, and the strap on the head, and the hand tefillin basically on the muscle area. The hand is not as important as the muscle, I'm going to call it the muscle area where you have the tefillin and the straps. Those, you're not allowed to have a chatzitza. So for instance, to give you an example, we learned this a while ago when we were learning tefillin, that let's say somebody has a cast on the hand. So let's say it only goes from the elbow down. It doesn't go above the elbow. So then you could put on tefillin with a bracha, even though the straps are going to be going over the cast, so it's not really going over the hand, but it doesn't matter because it's not b'diavad, it's not a chatzitza. Only the chatzitza has to be, no chatzitza, no separation, has to be on the muscle area and those few straps that you put on the muscle or on the head. So if somebody who doesn't take off the watch, whatever, they don't want to take off the watch, it's not a big deal. They could still make a bracha on the tefillin, and they could still wear the tefillin. It's not a problem. In fact, there's an interesting thing we learned before, a while ago, that when you put on tefillin, if you notice that you put on tefillin, okay, so you put on the hand tefillin, okay, but it's okay. Thank you. You put on the hand tefillin, but you don't fix the fingers. Then you put on the head, and then you fix the fingers. So why is that? Because halachically it's like this. We make a bracha on the hand tefillin, la niach tefillin. There's a big argument in halacha, do you say a bracha on the head tefillin? Because really it's a separate mitzvah. We learned there's two separate mitzvahs. If you have a hand without a head, or a head without a hand, you still put on that particular tefillin that you have. So, but the bracha l'niach tefillin also goes for the shorosh. So the question is, do you make, in addition to that, a separate bracha of al mitzvahs tefillin on the shorosh? So different customs in the halacha. So the bottom line is, this bracha that we say on the tefillin, l'niach tefillin, is you're supposed to make sure you put on the head ASAP, as soon as possible, because we want to minimize the separation between the bracha and actually putting on the head. To the extent, like the Vilna Gaon held, that we don't even do this, according to him. According to him, you did the hand and the elbow, and then you right away put on the head tefillin, and then you fix even the arm. Most people don't do that. The halacha is not like that. But in order to minimize the separation, because the finger part is not that vital to the mitzvah of tefillin, so that we do after we fix the head tefillin. So, but otherwise you have an issue with making a separate, having to make a separate bracha. But though many people, that if they make a bracha on the shorosh, they'll say a mitzvah tefillin, so then they'll say Baruch Shem Kved Malchus Olam. Now what happens if somebody talked between putting on the hand tefillin and the head tefillin? So then they have to make a bracha mitzvahs tefillin on the head. Okay? Or what happens if somebody is not putting on the hand tefillin for whatever reason is, they're all bandaged up, whatever, they can't do it. So then on the head tefillin, they make only al mitzvahs tefillin. But again, here there's another interesting difference between the brachas. On the hand tefillin, the bracha is lo haniach tefillin. The mitzvah, the bracha is to put on the tefillin. On the head tefillin, the bracha is al mitzvahs tefillin. You don't see lo haniach tefillin shorosh. A bracha al mitzvahs tefillin. So the Rogat Shavataka learns that there's a difference between, interesting halachically, he says by the hand tefillin, the mitzvah is to put it on. Once you put it on, that's it. You did the mitzvah. The head tefillin, as long as you're wearing it, you're getting a mitzvah. As long as you're wearing it, you're getting a mitzvah. Because the bracha is also different. Le'aniach means to put it on. Once you put it on, you did it. The mitzvah is too, because the head, the tefillin shalosh, it says, not only that, it says, Ukshartum le'sayadecha, you should tie him for a sign, v'hoyu l'titafis, it should be on the head. So the mitzvah is not only putting it on the head, the mitzvah is, it should be on the head. So there's a whole thing with that.
Can you be lenient and not say that it has to put in the bracha? Because most people use they start talking.
No, our custom is, it depends what they're talking about, by the way. If they're talking about things pertaining to tefillin, then they don't have to make a bracha. What happens if they're talking about it's cold outside, it's hot outside, or who's winning the Super Bowl, whatever, I mean, things like that, they're very important, but not about tefillin, so then they would have to make a bracha. Not only that, what happens, you're in the middle of putting on tefillin, they're saying kedusha. So you put on the hand tefillin, and you answer kedusha, but then you're going to have to make a bracha on the head tefillin. So the Alter Rebbe writes, you answer Kodesh Baruch and Yimlech, and then even though it's going to cause you to make a new bracha on the Shodosh, you still do it. You make a bracha on Kedusha. Nakdisha, Kodesh Baruch, Yimlech, or Baruch Hu for that matter. Things that you would answer in between Berchas Krishma. Only Amen Yesh Merabah. Or maybe the Miram Baum of Imam, it depends where.
When you say on mitzvah after, isn't it after you finish wrapping your fingers?
No. Those that put on the make a bracha on the head tefillin is when they put on the head tefillin, right before they put it in the right place.
So you don't say Baruch Shem.
Then you say right away Baruch Shem, then you fix the finger tefillin. Some people say, that's the three psukim over there, but we don't do that. But many people do. Different nuschois do it. Okay. Now when you put on tefillin, so many people have a custom, before they do mitzvahs, to say, L'shem milchot kutsha bricho shchintei. A lot of nuschois, especially Ashkenaz as a whole, in the Chassidish world, they have a whole L'shem milchot, kutsha bricho shchinta liyachta b'tefillin, whatever the mitzvah is. In Chabad we don't say it. Why don't we say it? In Chabad we learned this many times, but there's an interesting story that when the Chassidim of the Tzemach Tzedek once came to the Kotzker Rebbe, who is the pre-Gerer Rebbe, before the Chidush Harim, he was the Talmud of the Kotzker. So he once came to the Kotzker Rebbe. So the Kotzker Rebbe asked the Chassidim of the Tzemach Tzedek, how do you define a bracha? How do you explain a bracha that you say? So they told him what it says in Chassidus. Baruch means not only blessed, but Baruch, we learned, Hamavrich Segevin, it means to bring down. Ata, you, the essence of Hashem. Hashem, Yudke Vavke, which is the infinite level of Hashem, me, creator, past, present, and future, simultaneously. Elokeinu is nature, godliness in the finite level. And through this, Melech HaOlam, the king of the world. So the Kotzker said to them, now I understand why you guys don't say L'Shem Yichud before a mitzvah. When people say L'Shem Yichud Kutsha B'Shchinte before they do a mitzvah, they should learn Chassidus to know what they're saying. What is the L'Shem Yichud Kutsha B'Shchinte? What they're saying is, basically, if they don't learn Chassidus, they really don't understand the true depth of what they're saying. L'shem yichud kudsha b'yichud shem. What is the accomplishment of this mitzvah? So they say the accomplishment of the mitzvah is yichud kudsha b'yichud shchintei, to unite HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Shechina. Okay, now what does it mean to unite Kadosh Baruch Hu and Shechina? So in Chassidus and Kabbalah it says Kadosh Baruch Hu is the 6 spheres of Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod. It's called Zah, Ze'er Ampin. Shechina is a level of Malchus. Whatever, it's too late to go into now, okay? So when a person does a mitzvah, they say, what are we doing with this mitzvah? We're uniting Kadosh Baruch Hu with Shechinta, okay, to bring down more Kedusha into the world. Which means it like this. The Eibishter, Hashem created everything male and female. Not only down here, but down here is because up there you have the Kabbalistic Chochmah is masculine, Bina is feminine. The 6 spheres are masculine, Shechina is Malchus. Now, when you want to bring down, let's say you want to give birth to children, you can't have a man separate and a woman separate. In order to create productivity, so to speak, you need to have a yichud, a unity between male and female, and then you create children. So up there, in the male levels of Kedusha, Kadosh Baruch Hu, which is the 6 spheres of Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, over there, that's the male level. Shechina is the feminine level. But if you want to bring down more Kedusha, when a Jew does a mitzvah, they bring down more Kedusha into the world. So what happens when you do a mitzvah that you're bringing more Kedusha into the world? Through the mitzvah, you're uniting the masculine level of godliness, Kadosh Baruch Hu, with the feminine level of godliness, which is Shechina, and that causes more Kedusha to come into the world by doing the mitzvah. That's what the Shem Yuchud Kudsha B'Yichud Hu means. You're uniting Kadosh Baruch Hu, the masculine level of God, with Shechinta, which is the feminine level of godliness. That unity causes greater revelations of Kedusha in the world. So when the Chassidim define a bracha, that what is a bracha? We're bringing down the essence of Hashem to unite Hashem with Elokeinu. That's these 2 levels. Through that, the Kedusha comes into Melech HaOlam, into the world. So he says that's why you don't say L'Shem Yichud Kudsha B'Yichud. So the Rebbe Rashab writes, in Samach to Samach, he writes, but once a day, before Baruch Shama, we say it verbally. But really, every time you do a mitzvah and you make the bracha, that's what the mitzvah, that's what the bracha means.